A wet and rainy afternoon on the campus of Elon University can only hope to dampen the mood here on day 2 of the 2026 CAA Softball Championship. Welcome inside the broadcast, everybody. You see the two teams that are playing. It's the Cougars who come in as the 5 seed and the Hofstra Pride who won the regular season for the CAA Softball regular season. The Pride come in as the 1 seed. And alongside Amanda Poole, my name's Max Wallace. Get a look at our Air Force Reserve tournament summary so far and the bracket coming into day 2, Amanda.
Yeah, we had a fun day 1, right? That Campbell-Elon game, a rematch of the 2025 championship, walk-off fashion, Camels advancing. There's going to be some more drama as the week goes on.
It was a walk-off winner for Campbell yesterday to get them into day 2 as we take a look at our Credit Union 1 tournament storylines. It was the Charleston Cougars who got to day 2 first yesterday, large in part to this home run from Haley Cannon.
Yeah, and it was a balanced attack offensively as well, right? 3 different batters accounting for those 5 runs for the Cougars, and then defensively getting the job done as well. Their ace, Mackenzie Mathis, 5 strikeouts in the circle for her to really contain that Seawolves offense, only allowing 1 run on the day. They're going to lean on that pitching staff against a powerful Hofstra team.
Powerful to say the least. The Pride were almost untouchable in conference play this season. But before we get there, let's look at the Credit Union 1 tournament storylines before this game gets underway. The winner of this game will play tomorrow, Game 5 at 12 p.m. The loser will play Stony Brook at 5 p.m. or Game 6 winner tomorrow at 2:30. These two teams have not met in the regular season. This will be the first meeting between them, and it comes in postseason ball. Before we get first pitch, let's meet the Hofstra defense quickly. Durazio's out in left, Yepes is in center, Villar in right, Fitzgerald at third, Morse and canceled the double play combo in the middle infield, Palacio at first, Smith the catcher for Fallon the pitcher. And let's meet our pitcher for this afternoon. It's Emma Fallon, the 5'7" senior from Folsom, California. Her first pitch to the lefty, Bronwyn Conroy, is a ball 1-0.
Now, your eyes will get drawn to Emma Fallon as this game goes on. She is such a high-energy pitcher, celebrates for her team, hypes her team up, and she throws some Ks. All CAA second-team selection this year.
In the circle and delivers. A 1-0 pitch outside. Let's meet our umpires today. It's Mark Brown behind home plate, John Cambridge over at first, and John Chambers is the third base umpire. Cougars got here after a 5-1 win over the Stony Brook Seawolves, large in part to a 2-run home run in the first inning. As this 2-0 is dribbled on the ground. Nice play by Morse, the shortstop. And just like that, 1 up, 1 down. No better way for our player to watch to make a splash.
The starting shortstop, Alana Morse, getting the job done. This is her 3rd straight season starting in that position for Hofstra. Lockdown defender, and she was one of the only players to see action in the CAA championship Hofstra won last time and back in 2023, so they'll lean on her experience this week.
Hofstra has won 13 CAA titles in their program's history. First pitch is low and inside to Leela Langston, the Cougars catcher. Cougars, by the way, come out in their all-black jerseys. They've got the maroon and gold pinstripe down the side of the pant leg with the Cougars written in maroon across the chest. 1-0. That's in there for a called strike 1. Big maroon numbers on the back as well. Across from them, the Hofstra Pride come out in those white jerseys with the pinstripes down the jersey and pant. Hofstra written in that classic Hofstra blue across the chest with the number just below that. Outlined in gold.
Oh, we're seeing Emma Fallon settle in right now in the circle. She is so good. Number 2 in CAA play with an ERA of 1.16. In conference action, she has excelled.
1-2 is on the ground and foul. As you mentioned, Amanda, a second teamer this season for the 2026 regular season nods. The UC Riverside transfer has put in the work this year. 13 wins, 11 losses. Looks for her first K of the dance, and she's got it.
Look at that celebration. I love a little flex from a pitcher in the circle. I feel like that really hypes up your defense, takes some pressure off the field. And this is what she does so well. She found command quickly here, and then she is just hitting her spots. A nice swing and a miss for Emma Fallon to get things started.
Well, there's no sun out there, but something's got to provide a little bit of a spark and a little bit of warmth for this Hofstra team, as this is a lazy fly ball right into the glove of Yepes, and a 1-2-3 first brings the Pride up to bat next. A team that won 21 conference games looks to strike first in game 1 of day 2.
At Jersey Mike's, they slice your order fresh right in front of you. And let me tell you, watching that can send a rush of emotions through a person. Excitement, baby-like wonder, anticipatory chewing, nervous pacing, happy claps, and finally, jealousy, because that's this guy's sub. I should order one. Good idea.
Get the Boardwalk Bundle, a number 2 sub, chips and a drink for $10.99. Available for a limited time.
It's a Jersey Mike's thing, a sub above.
At Hofstra University, you make it happen. In the classroom, on the court, and on the stage. At Hofstra, you'll be a part of a prestigious R2 Research Institute, a championship Division I athletics program, and one of the top-ranked universities on Long Island. Our journeys meet here, yours and Hofstra's, united in success. Discover what you can make happen at Hofstra. Learn more at hofstra.edu.
Hofstra comes to bat, but quickly let's meet the Charleston defense. Cannon in left, Conroy in center, Scott out and right. Sitterding, Miller on the left side, Hughes and Parody on the right, and Langston, the catcher, for Riley Cutter on the hill for the Cougars. There is Cutter, a 5.18 ERA and 78 innings of work this season.
Yeah, the junior, her key for her is just going to be her movement, the consistency in her movement. She can hit both sides of the plate, can go up and down, but it's going to be able to, she's going to need to be able to find that command quickly, because this Hofstra team, they know what pitches they like, and they take advantage of the ones they do.
Well, here's Alana Morse, the first batter in the Hofstra Pride lineup. Lifts it foul and out of play down the right side. This Hofstra lineup, we'll show it to you in a little bit here, but it is danger and red alert up and down 1 through 9. When you've got the lowest batter in your lineup at 24 hits this season, doing something right. 0-1 is way up high. Cutter was briefly in Charleston's win against Stony Brook yesterday to open up action. 1-1. In the air, right in the middle of the infield. And the first baseman calls off the pitcher. Parody's got it for out number 1.
It's great communication for Charleston, right? Routine play, calling the pitcher off, taking it for yourself.
Now, well, we mentioned that Hofstra lineup. Let's get you a look at it. And 1 through 9, really, Amanda, is just absolutely stacked, head to toe. Here comes Dalia Palacio, who skies this one into left field. And Cannon is there to make an over-the-shoulder grab.
Yeah, I mean, this Hofstra offense leads the CAA in so many categories when you talk about doubles, home runs per game, slugging percentage, and then they also lead the CAA in strikeouts per 7 innings. So this balanced team for Hofstra is why they've earned this #1 seed in the regular season title.
21-3 this season in conference play. Gabby Sultan takes a first pitch ball outside.
And Cutter's different than Mackenzie Mathis. She's not as much of a strikeout pitcher, but she gets these miss hits, and that's worked so far for the Cougars.
It's been a lot of soft contact from Pride batters. Again, we're only 2 batters in, as Gabby Sultan was a .320 hitter this season. 48 base knocks, 21 extra base hits. This one's off the hands, into foul ground and into the mitt of Leela Langston to retire the side. Well, buckle up. Looks like we're in for a pitcher's duel on a dreary Thursday afternoon. Top of the seconds on the horizon.
Credit Union One, the official banking partner of the Coastal Athletic Association, offers the best of everyday banking. CU1 members gain access to competitive products like high-yield checking, dedicated financial wellness resources to help you build a strong foundation for the future, and nationwide access through 24/7 digital and mobile banking,
and an expansive surcharge-free network of 130,000 ATMs from coast to coast.
Discover better banking for all at cu1.com.
If you want to change the world, you need to change your world. Breathtaking, wave-making, comfort zone crushing, adrenaline pumping, smile-inducing, community-building, thought-altering, horizon-broadening change.
Today,
That's enough.
tomorrow, who knows?
College of Charleston. Extraordinary happens here.
Hey, the CAA Softball Championship is brought to you by Jersey Mike's, a proud supporter of CAA Women's Athletics, a sub above. A couple of goose eggs on the scoreboard out in center field here at Hunt Softball Park. A rainy day for these two teams. The one-seeded Hofstra Pride and the fifth-seeded Charleston Cougars kick off day 2 of the 2026 CAA Softball Championship. Alongside Amanda Poole, Max Wallace behind the mics for you this afternoon, as it's Hallie Cannon, the left fielder, who stands in. First pitch is a strike to the cleanup spot in this Cougars lineup, and she hit a 2-run home run yesterday that was really the difference maker. Cougars went on to win 5-1 over Stony Brook, but 2-1 would have done the trick as well. That's inside ball 1.
And it wasn't even the runs on the board for Charleston, but it was just kind of that confidence builder right out of the gates, right? Setting the tone, not only in that game, but to start this postseason run that the Cougars want.
It was their 4th home run of the year, leads the lineup today. And that's strike 2 on an off-speed pitch from Emma Fallon. Fallon this season, 127 hits given up, 65 runs, but only 46 of them earned. 120 Ks. 1-2. Pummeled out of play.
Emma Fallon, 11-2 in conference play. Did not lose much. I mean, Hofstra as a whole did not lose much. The Pride 3-10 in non-conference, and then something clicked for them in CAA action.
Here's another 1-2. Just a bit high. For Hofstra, 21 conference wins this season. It is the most since joining the CAA and second all-time in their program's history. A 2-2 pitch to Cannon is inside at the shoe tops, 3-2.
Well, and it's that success that helped Hofstra head coach Susan Casti earn a CAA Coach of the Year honors, being able to get the job done in year 1 at the helm. Had a lot of veterans and experience to work with, but definitely got that buy-in.
The 3-2 in the air, deep right field. Villar, as she backs onto the track, makes a catch. 4 up, 4 down to start the afternoon for Emma Fallon. Pitched at UC Riverside in 2024. 44 innings of work in just 19 appearances. Recorded an ERA of 3.18 with 11 strikeouts.
She was all-tournament last year. She knows what it takes to succeed in this championship.
That's a first pitch strike right down the middle to Samantha Horn, the designated player for the Cougars. Take a look at her numbers this year. In 0-1. On the ground left side, Morse gobbles and retires Horn. How about this for Fallon? Her first collegiate win was a complete game shutout against Howard at the Army S. Harrison Classic. That was back on March 3rd, 2024, when she still pitched at UC Riverside. One more look at the all but routine ground ball for Morse. Pitches high and inside to Savannah Scott, the right fielder. One-0. Fouls this one out of play, counts even at a ball and a strike. Scott in conference play this season, a .273 average and 6 hits. As you got a quick look at her seasonal numbers. But again, conference play is really what we look at coming into this big dance. Now that's a strike, upper port of the zone, and it's 1-2.
Fallon has seen so much success with that off-speed, changing that pitch up. So much control for her right now in the circle. You can tell she's on a mission.
5 in a row for Fallon, and this one's on the ground and foul. Couple of ground outs, couple of flyouts, a strikeout to Leela Langston back in the first.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of contact, I feel like, in these first 2 frames, but they're going right, not in the gaps. They're going where people are, and you need to hit it where people ain't.
1-2. Foul ball. Well, that was the case really yesterday, too, it felt like, with Mackenzie Mathis, the starter for the Cougars. We talk about her strikeout numbers all the time. She had 5 of them, very respectable, but it seems like this tournament has been all about pitching to contact, and weak contact at that. 5 runs for Charleston in game 1 still is the most scored by any team. The 1-2 flutters in there just high, and you can hear the collective oohs and ahs from the majority of blue shirts in the seats in front of us.
Yeah, we've got some umpires in the stands here trying to make the call.
Well, they're wearing blue. It's not the right blue to be an umpire. As here comes the Deuces wild pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. And Fallon fired up off the mound. She goes 6 in a row to get us to the bottom of the second. No runs, no hits, no one left. Zeros across 2.
It's Hofstra keeping the Cougar bats quiet here to start this game, and it's thanks to the senior Emma Fallon. 2 strikeouts to her name in the circle so far, as she helps the Pride batters feel some confidence headed up to the box.
Well, let's see if Hofstra can take some of that firepower and bring it into the batter's circle. As Cutter goes back to work to see Villar, and the right fielder takes this one way up high.
Chelsea Villar, talk about coming in clutch during conference play, batting at .292 on the season, .412 in CAA action.
That one's outside ball, too. The Pride, a .300 average as a team this season, sits 3rd in the conference. The Camels above that at .327, UNCW at .308. Those 2 teams actually see each other later on today. And here's a strike on the inside corner. Hofstra did lead the conference, as Amanda told you earlier, in doubles and in home runs. 88 and 40 of them respectively, as it's now a hitter's count to Chelsea Villar. 3-1. Smoked, and that would have been 41 homers, but it's foul. And it's so interesting when you look at the teams in the dance and the teams that led the conference in homers. Towson, Monmouth, Drexel, A&T are 2 through 5 in that list. None of them are here. So it's a very pitcher-heavy cast of characters. The 3-2 from Cutter. We'll do it again.
She was just a little early on that pitch before, and now a little late on this pitch. Cutter trying to keep it away from that strike zone. You can tell Villar wants it.
Wind whips away. The 3-2 pitch from Cutter. Swung on, driven deep. Left field, it's got a chance, and it will soar on out of here. Well, there's 41. And the first hit of the day is a loud one. The Hofstra Pride have come to play, and the 1 seed is on the board first.
And it's Chelsea Villar, the junior, who gets it done. And talk about a mature at-bat, right? Full count, waiting on the right pitch, getting a feel for this, and then blasting this one. Great timing, great power, 4 home runs on the season for Villar.
Her 30th RBI and breaks the knot here. It's 1-0 Hofstra in front of Charleston. Here's the first pitch to Riley Smith. Ball 1.
Hey, but this is the Charleston team that saw an opponent just yesterday smash a solo shot and then recover and respond and fight back. So the Cougars will definitely just move on and work on the response.
1-0 is inside to Riley Smith, the catcher. It was 2 home runs in that first inning of the first game yesterday. Hallie Cannon for the Cougars hit a long ball, and then Stony Brook answered with a solo shot of their own as the 2-0 is swung through 2-1. And the Cougars pitching yesterday was absolutely shut down after that solo shot. That home run yesterday in the first inning by the Seawolves was one of 2 hits the Cougars gave up all of yesterday. Here's a 2-1 to Smith. This one's fouled away.
Well, and talking to Coach Maggie Maroka for Charleston after that win, she said, you know, we just had fun, we played fearless, and we stayed aggressive. Those were the main themes they wanted to work on this week, and you can see they're still having fun, but they're staying aggressive.
The 2-2 to Smith. She takes it upstairs. Smith, a .264 hitter this year. Gets on base at a .343 clip. And another dangerous bat in this lineup. 7 home runs, 26 RBIs.
And all 7 of those home runs in conference play.
Well, you said it. I mean, this is a Hofstra team that really just turned a page once CAA play got started. And, well, they get to the dance as the 1 seed. Really never a doubt. 3-2. Fouled back here.
Well, that's something Coach Susan Casti-like for Hofstra said. You know, obviously bringing in a new coaching staff, you're curious how the team and the players respond. And she said they were resilient. Obviously, it was kind of a wake-up call for how disciplined they needed to be.
3-2. This is bounced, and it's the 13th walk of the year for Riley Smith, and puts a runner at first with still nobody out home side of the second.
You talk about turning the page in conference play. It's the buy-in and that working together and buying into the accountability that Coach Casti-like had instilled with this team.
And that is so impressive to see a team do that in year 1 of a transition phase, especially in college athletics where the transfer portal runs rampant. As a first pitch bunt laid down by Durazio. Nice play by Cutter off the mound. She gets her at first. Smith moves over to second. But in a day and age of college athletics where it feels like everyone's on the move, nobody can really figure out where their feet are, let alone enjoy where they are. To see the Hofstra Pride and see this lineup and roster really buy into a winning mentality, and the cherry on top to see it pay off. Runner on second now for Yepes. Swings through a first pitch outside, 0-1.
just 3 seniors for this Hofstra squad that, had a taste of what a championship team looks like, just a couple of them back in 2023. So a lot of them eager and hungry to actually get the job done this year.
Took a look at the numbers for Yepes, and that 412 average is 3rd best in the conference. Also has 47 hits to her name, 8 of them for extra bases. No homers yet, though. But the lefty's in a hole. 0-2, 1 gone. Here it is. Way outside.
Well, and talk about a breakout year, right? Last year she batted .237, now up to that .412. And Coach Cassidy said that's what we've been working on, just trying to find little ways to improve, and everybody's buying in because they're seeing the reward of that work.
1-2 is slapped foul. Well, Yepes gets to the tournament on a 5-game hit streak. That includes a 3-for-3 finish against Monmouth, the Hawks, on the 2nd. Hofstra was able to sweep that series. They come in as the hottest team in the tournament, winners of their final 3 games. And 7-3 in their last 10 games.
Yeah, their only conference series loss was against Campbell. So depending on how things shake out, there could be some spicy matchups as we go.
The first time these 2 teams are seeing each other because of the divisions this season. And the 1-2 is deja vu foul. It doesn't matter if you're seeing a team for a first time or if it gets to that point with Campbell and Hofstra, what would be, a 7th time for these 2 squads? When Hofstra has the type of energy they bring to the table, you can hear them this entire broadcast down the first base line, just chatting away, hyping up their teammates. It's that camaraderie that's really gotten them this far. Yepes, by the way, a first-teamer this season, no shock there. 1-2. And really making Cutter work.
Yeah, we've seen some really quality at-bats right now, just trying to size up Cutter and try to get better contact than they did in that first inning.
1 run on 1 hit. It was a home run by Villar earlier this inning. A 1-2 to Cutter, or from Cutter. On the ground, up the middle, nobody's home. Around 3rd and no. Smith will get the red light at 3rd. And nice job by Lily Yepes to scamper over to second base on the throw home. And just like that, there are 2 ducks on the pond for Mackenzie Fitzgerald, the 3rd baseman.
This is why she's all-conference first team. That was such a patient at-bat, just waiting for the right pitch and getting the right amount of contact on it. Just great contact, ball to barrel, up through the gap, allowing her teammates to advance, and then she squeaks one to second.
Not only getting bat on ball, Amanda, but where she placed that ball. Recognized the shortstop, Miller, was closer to the 3rd base bag because she's someone who runs up to hit the ball. So you naturally think it's going to come off as a opposite field swing. This one went closer towards second base. And so with the air-quoted shift on her, able to beat it. And there's 2 on, just 1 out. Nobody at first base. As Yepes is at 2nd, Smith is at 3rd, and in the box, it's Mackenzie Fitzgerald. .256 average this year for Fitzgerald, 0 for her last 3. Strike 1. She did not play in the Monmouth series. Her last pair of at-bats, one against Lehigh, one against UConn, the Huskies. It was back on the 26th of April, as this one's way upstairs. In her last CAA weekend, which was against Stony Brook, she went 3 for 9. That was all the way back on April 17th and 18th. They played a doubleheader, 1-1. In the air, left field, down a base hit. Here comes Smith, she scores, and there are runners at the corners. The Pride lead 2-0.
We talked about how much damage 1 through 9 can do for Hofstra, and it's Fitzgerald coming up in that 8 hole to get a run in. Everybody can do damage in this lineup.
19th RBI of the season for Mackenzie Fitzgerald is the second of the game. And I think Hofstra's a little bit fired up. They've been active all game long. I'll continue to say it, but a team that had the bye yesterday as the 1 seed. UNCW also had the bye as the 2 seed, but it's so easy to fall out of rhythm when you don't play when you see other teams playing. Not for Hofstra.
Yeah, we saw them here yesterday, taking some notes, the whole team on the scouting report, watching the Charleston game. I think they watched a little bit of the Stony Brook game as well against Campbell.
Here's Nicole Cancel. And that one's upstairs. Defensive indifference puts a runner at second. Nicole Cancel, teammates call her Coco, 2-0. Swung on and missed, hefty hack, and it's 2-1. And the second baseman this year, 268 batting average with 12 extra base hits. 8 stolen bags as well, 2-1. Another swing and a miss. Top of the order's on deck. Alana Morse, the shortstop, out in front of her dugout.
It's a big moment for Cutter in the circle right now to respond.
2-2. That's just up. Three-two. Strike 3 called, and Coco Cancel is down on looking strikes.
That's gotta pump you up if you're Charleston, especially if you're Riley Cutter. They're getting that strikeout, trying to get one for your team and get your offense back up. And again, she's not your strikeout pitcher. She forces those miss hits, induces those ground balls, flyouts. Coming up big with that one.
Here's a first pitch to Morse. It's high. Also have to remember, Amanda, it's only 2-0. So if the Cougars can get out of here, stranding the runners at second and third, Yepes at third, Fitzgerald at second, they're really still in this thing. Not out of it by a long shot. 1-0. 1-1. Morse 0 for 1. Flew out to the first baseman, Parody. 343 hitter this season. And this one smoked foul. The senior was also 5th in the conference in OPS. 1,025 in that category. 1-2. And leaves this one well upstairs.
Yeah, and Morse had the cool experience of being a part of that 2023 CAA championship team and playing with her sister. Her older sister also used to play at Hofstra, so a really cool experience, but she'd like to get another one on her own right now.
Deuce is wild, 2 on, here it is. Crushed left field, back goes Cannon, but she has plenty of room to make a grab and retire the side. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors, and 2 left on for the Pride. They take a 2-0 lead to the top of the third.
Some make it their main career. Some give a weekend a month. All we need are the moments. In the Air Force, how you serve is more important than how much you serve. You always get more out than what you put in. Full-time, part-time, In or out of uniform, how many moments can you give?
Click, clack, the sound of disruption. It settles in. Controlled, precise. Click, clack, the sound changes direction. But there's no crash, just separation. And every time you hear it, something ends for you and starts for us. Click, clack. It's no longer just a sound. It's a warning.
Two 2-0 ball game as we head to the third. Cougars open up the scoring with a solo shot from Chelsea Villar in the second, followed by an RBI single by Mackenzie Fitzgerald that scored the catcher Riley Smith, who's back in the crouch for Emma Fallon, who has not blinked yet.
Yeah, she has stayed locked in on a mission. The senior wants to go outright. See if the Cougars can crack the code, though.
It'll be 7, 8, and 9. Numbers are hard. 7, 8, and 9 for the Cougars, as this is a first pitch strike to Sierra Parody, the first baseman.
Oh, the spin on the ball. Emma Fallon in full control there, hitting her spots. One of the best pitchers in the CAA this season.
0-1. Bounces it in the dirt. A ball and a strike.
And it's funny talking to Coach Cassidy about when she was, coming to Hofstra, decided to take the job this year. Emma Fallon was somebody that stuck out to her, and she goes, all right, let me look at this kid. Watches the video of her, the tape of her, and says, I love her energy. She kind of seems a little crazy, and I'm a little crazy, and I like that.
This one's in the air, shallow right field, and the no-hit bid is broken from Sierra Parody.
Big frame, right? You see Hofstra getting on the board. Now it's your time to follow it up, and Charleston does just that. It's simple, base hit. Building confidence off of that one.
Here's Carly Hughes, the second baseman. Bunt shown, gets it down left side, but it's foul. Well, Emma Fallon, like Amanda said, 11 of those 13 wins in conference play, but the more impressive, just 2 losses in that stretch. A 1.16 ERA in conference play, gave up just 13 earned runs in 12 games started. Had 9 complete games under her belt when playing CAA opponents. Carly Hughes this year in conference play had 6 hits, a .158 average. And over the top of this one. Two and two. Sharply on the ground, but foul. .63 degrees, cloudy skies, a little bit of a drizzle here at Elon University. 2-2. In the air. First base side, and a nice sliding grab by the second baseman, Coco Cancel, who was a step under her first baseman, Palacio. And the first out of the third is a SportsCenter Top 10 style grab.
Cancel completely calling off her first baseman, saying, I've got this, and it's always better to catch a ball coming at it and forward instead of reaching behind you, and she had that better position and the wheels to get under it. Nice save by Cancel.
First pitch to Sitterding, the 9th batter in the Cougars lineup. High and outside. You can hear how hard Emma Fallon throws. Every time she lets go of it, she's grunting, really putting everything she has into each pitch home. Swing and a miss.
Oh, that ball just dropping down.
Bunt's pulled back, but it's called strike 2. Julia Sitterding, 20 hits in conference play this year for the Cougars. 20 of her 42 came with the CAA asterisk. And that's a ball out. Mentioned it earlier, but it's the same exact lineup for the Cougars as they put out yesterday in their win against Stony Brook. And here's a 2-2. On the ground up the middle, tough play and through for a base hit. So a pair of singles by the 7th batter and the 9th batter send it back to the top of the Cougars lineup, who have the go-ahead run stepping in the form of Bronwyn Conroy. And first, we're going to get a pinch runner at second base. So Parody will come out, and once I can get a number on that, we'll get you who it is. Looks like number 10 for the Cougars, and that's Hallie Wolski, the 5'3" graduate student from Montana.
We talked so much about how great Emma Fallon is, being one of the best pitchers in this league, but this is a College of Charleston team that's shown high success against tough pitchers. They won the Campbell series in the regular season, and the Camels boast some of the best pitchers in the CAA as well. So they've learned to hit and find offense against these strong pitchers.
First pitch to Conroy is high, ball 1. Not just against tough pitchers, but the Cougars have also thrived in tough moments. How about 9 walk-off wins in the regular season?
A trend that Coach Maroka says, I don't know if I necessarily like it for my heart.
1-0. On the ground, right side, could be 2. Nice play, cancel. She'll take the only out at first base. That moves the runners over to second and third. Parody at third. Wolski, the pinch runner, at third. And Sitterding at second.
But with 9 walk-off wins, you know, it really shows that your team is not quitting until the literal final out, knowing that they have this confidence and this belief in themselves. I think that's something so valuable in the postseason for Coach Maroka.
Leela Langston with 2 ducks on the pond. That one's high. This Charleston lineup not very home run heavy. 4 for Cannon in that 4 spot, 1 for Langston and 1 for Miller. There's strike 1.
Yeah, Charleston definitely likes to move pieces around. They like adding pressure on the base paths. It's Charleston and UNCW in this league that like the short game, can steal a lot of bags.
1-1. Pretty pitch.
Fallon playing with that speed. You can see her taking some deep breaths there, staying composed.
At third is Wolski in place for Parody. Second is Sitterding. Here's a 1-2 to Langston. Ground ball out of play. This is easily and the only chance Charleston has had so far today. They were 6 up, 6 down before this inning. The 1-2. High and out. The sun is trying its best to poke its way out here on a cloudy and overcast afternoon. The 2-2 pitch. In the air, foul. Langston this year, 37 RBIs. 6th in the conference. The 2-2 on the ground, left side to Morse. Gloves, fires, got her. The Pride get out of trouble, and they keep a 2-0 lead as we head to the bottom of the third. Not before we don't show you this one more time. How about Coco Cancel? Hello. Coming out of nowhere to get the Pride out of some trouble. 2-0, they lead it. It's a 2-0 game with the 1-seeded Hofstra Pride coming back up to bat against the 5th-seeded Charleston Cougars. Well, they're the tunes of Silk Sonic and Skate over the loudspeakers here at Hofstra Park. We got noise complaints from Greensboro earlier today. As here's the first pitch at the bottom of the third to Palacio. From the left side, she stands. Ball one. It's day 2 of this CAA softball championship. As well, I mentioned the sun was starting to come out a little bit last inning, but it's back to those drops and a lot of wind. Bunt shown, pulled back 2-0. Another 2-0. Strike one. A lot of Hofstra faithful in the crowd today that made the journey down from Hempstead, New York. 2-1. Smoked into right field, but it hangs up long enough for Scott to make a catch. And Palacio is retired for a second time. Here's Gabby Sultan. With one down in the bottom of the third. Off-speed pitch, just misses. Cougars had a chance last inning. They left a pair on the bases. 1-0. 2-0. Riley Cutter in her career, numbers don't really pop off the page as this one's foul, but a 9-23 career record, a 4.73 career ERA, 2 shutouts, 105 strikeouts, 45 this season, and now 46 after the strikeout to Coco Cancel in the last inning. That's the most strikeouts she's had in a collegiate season. 2-1. In the air, shallow left field, actually right at Cannon, who barely has to move.
Coach Maroka talking about Cutter kind of working through some things in the non-conference, said it was kind of that Clemson game a few months ago that kind of set her right where, you know, she's super hard on herself. So it was kind of focusing on that mental aspect of the game to open up the physical aspect. She has a very calm persona in the circle, and that's how she works through things.
Here's Villar. That's a ball low. That Clemson game was back on March 4th. The Cougars actually took a loss in that one, but a 3-inning effort from Cutter. She gave up 6 hits, 4 runs, 3 strikeouts.
And her focus kind of shifted from not just trying to gas the ball by people, but working on that placement. And we've talked about it, you know, inducing those miss hits, letting her defense do the work.
Well, it clearly worked because her next outing, she went 7 complete against Monmouth and gave up just 1 run. So something clearly clicked after that Clemson game. 7 strikeouts in that one against Monmouth back on March the 7th. Here's a 2-1 count to Villar. Up and in. Villar homered. It was the solo shot in the second that broke our scoreless tie. And a hitter's favorable to her. Here's the 3-1. Whoa, gave it a ride again.
Okay, that was like the same pitch that we saw just 2 pitches before her home run in her last at-bat. She's sizing up Cutter's pitch right now. This is a quality at-bat for Villar.
Thought I heard someone down below us say that looked familiar. They weren't kidding. Well, it's 3-2 again. Villar homered. Last time up, the 3-2 is in the air, but it'll stay in the infield as Sitterding makes a catch. Exactly what the doctor ordered, a 1-2-3 inning to shut the door on the 3rd, and the 4th inning is up next.
Credit Union One, the official banking partner of the Coastal Athletic Association, offers the best of everyday banking. CU1 members gain access to competitive products like high-yield checking, dedicated financial wellness resources to help you build a strong foundation for the future, and nationwide access through 24/7 digital and mobile banking,
and an expansive surcharge-free network of 130,000 ATMs from coast to coast.
Discover better banking for all at cu1.com.
Cougars need some runs. 2-0 Hofstra in front here on the first game of the day. Game 2, or day 2 of the CAA Softball Championship. Max Wallace alongside Amanda Poole. Hey, Home Run Hill is still in residency out there. The hosts, the Elon Phoenix, were eliminated yesterday, and that's where all the Hill dads perch up, right above the left field wall. And, well, it is still active. And why wouldn't it be? We already saw a home run leave the yard right out that way, Chelsea Villar. Here's Austin Miller from the left side to open up the 4th. That's outside.
Austin Miller had a pretty good day, 2 for 4 yesterday with an RBI, helping to balance that Cougar offense. She's an experienced shortstop, an experienced defensive player for this team.
Fouls this one right off her inside shin. Those 2 hits were 2 of 7 for the Cougars yesterday. They scored 5 runs in a 5-1 win over Stony Brook. Now they see the regular season champs, the Hofstra Pride. 1-1. On the ground, into the glove of the first baseman, Palacio. And they called that foul. Here's a 1-2. Nice eye from Austin Miller. 22 hits in conference play this year for Miller. It complemented a .303 average for the season and 53 hits in 2026. The 2-2. Poke towards second. Right there, Coco. Cancel. And that's the first out of the fourth.
Great adjustment by Emma Fallon, right a little low on that one, but brings it up just enough to tempt Osti Miller. Nice shot. Hofstra able to pick that one up easily.
So it's 3 up and 3 down in the last 3 batters as Hallie Cannon, the home run hitter yesterday, watches ball 1. But the Cougars had something going last inning. 2 hits, put 2 runners in scoring position. Could not bring them around. 1-0. That's inside.
And Coach Baroka talked about Hallie Cannon and how she's fueled by faith. And I got a chance to talk to Hallie after the game, and she pulled out this little Bible, this little orange beat-up Bible in her back pocket of her uniform, and says she carries it with her while she plays. So that Bible has been beaten up because she's out there moving around.
Ground ball, left side. It's foul, left of the bag at third. That is such a cool story.
Yeah, she says she reads scripture over herself and over her team before every game, talks about how what they're doing here is so much bigger than them. You can tell that belief really carries her, has carried her through the season, and is something that is fueling her in this postseason as well.
Senior from Bainbridge, Georgia, has a ton of experience on the diamond. As this one's tapped foul, it's 2-2. A season ago, 36 games played, 26 starts. Also led the team with 4 home runs. She's got 4 this season. Her 4th came yesterday. In a 2-2 count, though, in danger of being strikeout victim number 3 for Fallon. The 2-2. She stays alive.
I think for Cannon, hitting that home run yesterday not only set the tone for Charleston, but also helped inspire her teammates.
How about Fallon on that last one? You can see 77 near the batter's circle, or near the batter's box, rather, out of the pitcher's circle. That's because her catcher, Smith, I think caught a piece of that foul ball on the left-hand side. So she sprinted down to check on her catcher. I feel like that kind of underscores the type of energy you've talked about with 77 all day.
A team player, that's something that Hofstra has been built on this season. It's not just one person's job, and you've seen that Fallon relying on her defense to get some of these outs right now. They just work together.
2-2. That's high. Well, here's what we were talking about from that last at-bat. You see the pitch.
And that's senior and freshman right there, too. You know, something that is so important in a program like Hofstra's, where you have Emma Fallon trying to be an example for the next generation.
Well, here's Samantha Horn after Hallie Cannon works the walk. Strike 1. The sophomore from Glen Allen, Virginia. Last season, just 20 games of action, mostly as a pinch runner. And there's strike 2, but this year for Samantha Horn, a .294 average. 15 hits, 8 doubles. Behind 0-2, here it is. Waved on and missed, strike 3. All the emotion for Fallon as that's K number 3.
What a pitch. Able to move that ball to both sides of the plate so effectively, causing Horn to reach for that one. And then Fallon immediate yelling to her teammates, let's go.
Savannah Scott, the right fielder, stands in. Runner on first base is Cannon. 2-0 game, Hofstra in front. Here's a 1-0. That bounces 2-0. Every single pitch there's movement out there. You can probably see it on the very tail end of each pitch, but Coco Cancel, the second baseman, is always over there to back up the throw back to the pitcher. The outfield always creeps in after the pitch comes to home plate. But there's a lot of energy out there for the Hofstra Pride as this one catches a piece of Savannah Scott and puts another 2 runners on for the Cougars. Back-to-back inning, they've had runners aboard. As let's take a look at where that caught the right fielder for Charleston. Right on the elbow.
Just the 9th hit by pitch for Emma Fallon.
So a little meeting on the mound, or excuse me, in the circle between Smith and Fallon as the corners of the infield and their middle infield counterparts chat as well. And Sierra Parody stands in. Already singled today. Single would likely break the scoreless bid for Fallon. Swings at the first pitch and pops it into left field. Durazio makes a one-handed catch to retire the side. So no harm, no foul on the hit by pitch, and Fallon is through 4. 2 runners left aboard. We'll see you in the bottom of the 4th. It's a 2-0 game for the Pride, and well, they come back to bat looking to add to it. After a little bit of trouble posed by the Charleston offense, Hofstra still leads 2-0. They've only allowed 2 hits, and well, now all Charleston's defense can do is play at the mercy of the 1-seeded Pride. Here comes Riley Smith, the catcher. That's a strike. A 1. Fouled back here. Cutter hasn't been bad today. Through 3 innings, she's given up 3 hits, 2 earned runs, and that long ball. But she's really settled in. 0-2. Way upstairs. I think that long home run from Villar kind of rattled her, because after that she gave up a walk to Riley Smith, who's in the box now for a second time. Then a pair of singles later in that second to make it 2-0. A 1-2. Once again a tie.
And this is a Hofstra team that averages just a little over 5 runs per game. So if you're holding them right now to just 2 runs, you're giving your team a chance. It's a matter if those Charleston bats come alive.
2-2. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Second K of the day for Cutter. There's one away in the 4th. And you know, Hofstra, just 3 hits for those 2 runs. Cougars with 2 hits. It's just a matter of when they have come. For Hofstra, they are 2 for 4 with runners on. On the opposite side of that, the Cougars are just 1 for 6 when they have a base runner. First pitch, bunt laid down by Durazio. Flip over to first is just in time. And, well, I don't need to be the first one to tell you that a couple people disagreed with that call by the first base umpire, John Cambridge. But a nice play nonetheless by the middle infield, as now I think we're going to get a review here. Yep, that's what the home plate umpire, Mark Brown, says. As Durazio, well, you can see her. She didn't leave first base. She thought for sure she was safe over there.
Quick instincts by Cutter, though, to scoop that one up in the glove and pass it with the glove, just lobs it over, but very close timing. As they're going to take another look at this. Looks like the Camels have arrived, all suited up and ready to go. 3 seed will take on the 2 seed UNCW after this game. The Camels armed with the Player of the Year, Charlie Montgomery. Looks like they have reached a conclusion. See if the call stands.
And she's out. So the call does stand, and well, let's take one more look at it and see what the officials were looking at. Nice play by Cutter, as you said. The glove flip. Oh, yeah.
Yep.
That's pretty definitive to me.
Great play by Cutter, especially right after a pitch, watching that button being ready.
Cutter has retired 7 in a row. Here's Yepes. That's high and away. Cutter doing everything she can to keep her offense in this thing. Two and 0. Swinging a foul ball from Yepes. Center fielder's 1 for 1 today. She singled, got all the way to third base before she was stranded there. Hofstra had 7 student athletes receive all conference honors from the CAA this season. It's the most all CAA and all rookie team honorees for the Pride since the 2019 season.
Plus, you've got the Coach of the Year, too, on top of it. Just a really well-rounded team. A team with a very common goal to push through this thing and earn a crown.
2-2. Outside, it's full. The 3-2 on the ground, left side. Nice play, Miller, and that's the side. Back-to-back 1-2-3 innings for the Cougars defensively. Their bats need to wake up a little bit, though. Run out of time as they come into one of their final 3 chances on the offensive side, down by 2. Still 2-0 as the 5th inning rolls around. And just a reminder, the CAA Softball Championship is brought to you by Credit Union One, the official banking partner of the CAA. Visit cu1.com to discover better banking for all. And by soldout.com, official ticket resale marketplace of the CAA. First pitch is a ball to Carly Hughes, the second baseman. Is 0 for 1 today. Popped out to the second baseman. And foul ground on a spectacular grab by Cancel. 1-0. Smoked over the head of the third base umpire. Look out, John Chambers. He was quick on his feet, or I guess quick not on his feet to get out of the way of that one.
Yeah, it was a nice move and a duck. Gotta be alert over there, hot corner.
And so it's 1-1. Bats in the dirt to Carly Hughes. It's 2-1.
Talked about how these two teams hadn't seen each other in the regular season, but the last time they did play was last year in this tournament. Hofstra winning 3-0 in an elimination game for Charleston. So you wonder if that adds a little more fuel to the fire this time around.
2-1. In the air, right center, and it's in and out of the glove of Yepes in center field. All the way to the wall, and Hughes wants extra bases. She's at third, standing for the Cougars to kick off the 5th. How about that for your first hit of the tournament?
Carly Hughes off of the Emma Fallon pitch there. Great power, and Yepes tracking, just misses it at the tip of her glove. That'll spark something for a Charleston offense that needs to get going.
Well, from agony out in center field to ecstasy down the way at third base, the Cougars' dugout has come alive. Sitterding takes a ball outside, and well, it was only a matter of time before the 5th overall seed woke up this afternoon. And maybe that triple is what wakes them up. Here's a 1-0 to Sitterding. Infield's in, and that's strike one. For Carly Hughes, that's her first triple of the season, her 4th extra base hit. And as I mentioned, her first hit of the tourney. 0 for 2 yesterday against Stony Brook. Sitterding's 1 for 1 today. As this is in the air, deep left field. DeRazio back, makes a catch as she turns her back to the infield. And tagging and scoring is Carly Hughes. It's a 2-1 ball game with 1 out in the 5th.
A nice play by DeRazio in left field to make that catch. But it's just what Charleston needed to get on the board. Nice play.
Really nice play. Tracking, back turn to the infield. But that's what matters. The run comes across to score. And it is 2-1. Hofstra in front. How big was that answer by the Cougars?
It's huge. And looking at their track record, what happened last game yesterday in their win, it was a spark, right, that helped kind of string hits together and build confidence. And it can come from anyone like senior Carly Hughes to make that happen. Something that the pitcher, Mackenzie Mathis, yesterday talked about is they play with so much joy, and that's what helps them win games. And you could tell they're a little happy about that one.
So base is clear for the top of the order, and Bronwyn Conroy takes a ball outside. But it was a much needed run to come across, because even if they don't tie it up here, to at least see one score has to be a morale boost. And you can hear it. 1-1. Foul ball. Bronwyn Conroy, 0 for 2 today. And off to a slow start this tournament. She is now 0 for her first 6. She did score a run in game 1 yesterday. Stole a bag, too, after she reached on an error. But for someone who had a .337 average in conference play, slow start to this weekend. 1-2. Fouls it off.
Well, and she's somebody that Coach Moroka talked about. You know, she'll go 4 for 4 and still be upset with herself and still want to have improvement. So you can tell there's probably a mental battle going on right now, wanting to be able to put up some numbers for your team. But just a freshman working through that, landed herself on the all-rookie team and second team with those postseason awards.
10 extra base hits this year for Conroy. A 1-2 count. On the ground, and that sneaks through her first hit of the tournament. One for 3 afternoon for Bronwyn Conroy, but the most important thing to know is the top of the 5th continues, and the Cougars have a base runner.
That's big, not only to continue to string hits together, but to get back in it, but with somebody who maybe didn't have their best outing yesterday and turning it around, turning a page. Charleston only growing their confidence right now.
She has 39 stolen bases as well. Something to keep an eye on with her over there at first, as now a quick meeting on the mound.
Yeah, she is 4th in the nation in stolen bags. She does it at an extremely high level. It's not only the read, but it's the explosiveness off of the base, the timing of it all, and even contorting her body to be able to slide in and miss the tags. Very smart base runner, adding that pressure to the Hofstra's defense.
Cougars have caught fire a little bit. 2 hits in the inning and a run scored. Speedster, Conroy at first. The first pitch to Langston, in the air, center field. Back goes Yepes. At the track, she makes a catch, and there's 2 gone.
Some of these routine plays might be a little harder out there if you can't really tell on our screen, but the rain is coming down still, so Yepes having to track that. She's not wearing any glasses or a hat or anything, so rain coming in the eyes. Trying to make that catch. A nice play by Yepes in center field.
A little bit of everything. A little bit of sunshine, fog,
in the
wind,
elements out
rain.
there.
Not an easy day. Austin Miller from the left side, 2 gone. Grounds this one up the first baseline. It's fair into the corner. Around second, Conroy. She will get the breaks at third as Miller pulls into second with a 2-out double. The Cougars have 2 ducks on the pond yet again, and they're down by just a run.
This is exactly what you want if you're a Cougars fan, right? Keeping your foot on the gas pedal. Something they hadn't been able to do in the first couple of innings, not taking advantage of the hits and their base runners, but now trying to bring more Cougars home.
Who else would come to bat other than the home run hitter from yesterday? Hallie Cannon gave the Cougars their first lead of the tournament a day ago. Can she give them their first lead of day 2 with 1 swing of the bat today? It was an eyeballed 230-foot home run, dead center field yesterday, into the trees beyond the center field wall. The 0-1, high and away.
I asked Coach Moroka what that 2-run home run did for Charleston from Cannon, and she said, it made us realize, hey, it's not that hard, and quote, we can freaking do this. I love that quote from a young, energetic coach.
23 ribbies this year, and this is fouled back. Well, here comes the biggest pitch of the tournament so far. Top spot, Hofstra. 5th seeded Cougars. Top of the 5th, 2 on, 2 out. Conroy at third. Langston flew out, Miller at second. Here's Hallie Cannon. The 1-2. Outside.
Fallon trying to get her to chase it. Cannon being mature in the box right now.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2 ducks on the pond for Hallie Cannon. The pitch. Foul ball.
Fallon's been targeting that outer edge of the zone right now. I wonder where she'll put this one.
Here's the 2-2. On the ground up the middle. Cancel has it, and in time to retire the side. The Cougars strand another 2, but they get one back. They trail 2-1 as the bottom of the 5th is up next.
After 5 years of military service, Staff Sergeant Zaragoza is still setting goals.
Come on, Vincent.
But mostly for her son.
You got this.
She was ready for more family time. She was ready for the reserve.
Credit Union One, the official banking partner of the Coastal Athletic Association, offers the best of everyday banking. CU1 members gain access to competitive products like high-yield checking, dedicated financial wellness resources to help you build a strong foundation for the future, and nationwide access through 24/7 digital and mobile banking,
and an expansive surcharge-free network of 130,000 ATMs from coast to coast.
Discover better banking for all at cu1.com.
Cougars get a run in the top of the 5th, and it's 2-1 with the Pride in front. Well, Camels are having a good time. Oh, a little bit of whip and nay-nay. Haven't seen that one in about a decade. But everyone's having a good time with Justin Bieber blaring at Hunt Softball Park. How can you not have a good time when Justin Bieber's on the loudspeaker? I mean, come on. It's a 2-1 game in the bottom of the 5th. Here's Mackenzie Fitzgerald. Hefty swinging a foul ball.
Fitzgerald already with an RBI today, looking to add on, as I think this game's a little too close for Hofstra.
Well, it was all Hofstra, really, until that 5th inning. 2-1. Waved on and missed.
Yeah, but Cutter has done such a good job of keeping Charleston in it.
Cutter's really found her stride. 8 up, 8 down after the RBI single by Mackenzie Fitzgerald. Can she make it 9 straight? 0-2. Not this time. 2 strikeouts for Cutter so far today. 1 came on Riley Smith. 1 was on Coco Cancel. She's in the on-deck circle. A ball and 2 strikes. Foul ball. th RBI of the year for Fitzgerald. Right now is the difference maker in a 2-1 ball game. Here's a 1-2 pitch. That's outside 2. Probably should mention the Camels do play next. They play right after this game, UNCW against the Camels. 2 versus 3 in this tournament. 2-2. Smoked in the air to left, but right at Hallie Cannon. And she's got it for out number 1.
We've seen Cutter really open up her game. We talked about inducing those mishits, and she's been able to rely on her defense, but then also throw a couple strikeouts in there as well. Been very impressive.
And she's gotten her last 9 up and down, as we will actually get a pinch hitter here. Victoria Frobosillo, the sophomore.
You're just looking for a spark. If you're Hofstra, clearly Coach Cassidy sees something in Mackenzie.
Here comes Frobosillo from the left side, and she takes a ball out. Frobosillo this year, a 179 average. 1-0 on the way. 2-0. I think after you go 9 in a row, Cutter has set the last 9 down. You start to think maybe let's throw something else to look at. 2-0 pitch. Not just from an offensive perspective, someone else to get a set of eyes on her, but also to just put it in the back of her mind. Now, again, a pinch hitter in that 9 spot, you know it's not going to be the most prestigious hitter in the world, but still a different look to game plan for, as there's another swing and a miss, 2-2.
And when you look at that 9-hole, right, you're trying to just get somebody to turn over the lineup. You just want somebody to get on base, get something going. It doesn't need to be a game-changing swing.
The 2-2, high and away. Coco Cancel, again, pinch hit for right now by Frobacillo, but she was 0 for 1. The payoff pitch. Foul ball. Winner of this game gets an auto bid to tomorrow, and they'll play the winner of Game 5. 3-2. Foul ball. Top of the order looms on deck. Alana Morse taking some practice hacks outside her dugout. Here's another payoff pitch to Frobacillo. Another foul ball. Tell you what, this is exactly what you want a pinch hitter to do in a spot like this. Come in, see a couple pitches, foul a couple off, just get in the mind of number 13 any way you can.
I think we've seen that all game long, too, with Hofstra. Very quality at-bats.
But it's Cutter who wins the battle with a strike 3 on the outside corner, her 3rd of the day.
Riley Cutter doing everything she can to keep Charleston in this one. It has been straight fire in the circle for her. We talked about, not a big strikeout pitcher, and here she is dealing them.
A 9-pitch battle won by Cutter, and she starts off Alana Morse with a ball high. Man, that must feel like a shot in the arm for the Cougars, who have just answered with a run of their own in the top of the frame. Here's a 1-0. Ooh, got her upstairs on a partial swing and a foul ball, but it caught her right off the hands. The shortstop, Alana Morse, will get a second to herself as the trainer for Hofstra steps out, and you could hear a pin drop in this place right now. It is eerily quiet.
It looks like it went right on the knuckles. And she swung into it too, maybe on the finger.
That is one of the worst spots to get hit.
They'll check her out. Yeah, look, they're looking at her fingers, testing that grip strength.
Gives us a chance to remind you that up next, it's the Camels and UNCW. 2-3, as we get to see the 6th and final team of the tournament. We've seen everybody but the Seahawks, who come in as the 2 seed.
Yeah, the Seahawks, one of the best pitching staffs. They have the rookie and pitcher of the year in Camille Hamilton. She'll be really fun to watch.
Hamilton became just the 3rd player to notch pitcher and rookie of the year honors in the same season. She actually joined a former member of the Hofstra Pride, Olivia Gallaty. That was back in 2010. And then James Madison, when they were still in the conference back in 2015, Megan Good did the same thing. So the first time in 11 years a player has done that, and just the 3rd time in CAA history.
They continue to just work on Alana Morse's hand with the trainer. Want to make sure she's good to go. She is such a big part of what this team does. Not only numbers-wise, but that leadership we talked about it. She's one of 2 players that was on the squad back in 2023 when they won the CAA tournament title. The only player on this roster that actually saw game action in that tournament 3 years ago.
Well,
She'll suit back up.
You can tell by the reaction that she's going to stay in this thing. How poetic would it be if she gets a big hit right here? Ball and a strike to her on the way. That's ball 2. How big has Alana Morse been this season in terms of numbers? The senior, a .343 average, 57 hits, leads the team. 12 doubles, 9 home runs. 2-1. 3-1. Big spot here. Palacio in the on-deck circle. The hitter's favorable to Alana Morse. Rocket towards the third baseman. It's snagged there by Sitterding, and she ends the 5th inning. Wow, what a play by the hot corner. And that shuts the door on the Pride in the bottom of the 5th. Well, we need a second look at that because that was unbelievably fast. Here it is.
Sitterding helping score the run for Charleston, and now defensively on her toes, ready to make the reach, closing out the frame for Charleston.
Well, there's a new arm in the circle for the Hofstra Pride. It is Madison Stepp, the freshman from Charlottesville, Virginia, and Monticello High School. She'll see Sam Horn, Savannah Scott, and Sierra Parody for the Cougars here in the 6th of a 1-run game. First pitch strike.
Stepp has been elite in her freshman campaign, earning a spot on the all-rookie team. 91 strikeouts this year.
0-1 is high. In her varsity season for Monticello, she recorded 217 strikeouts for a career record of 557 as her time as a varsity athlete.
She was racking up those Ks back in her high school days. Set the record for most strikeouts in a game back in 2022. 21 strikeouts. Insane.
That's everybody. Here's a 1-2. Off the hands and out of play.
But Coach Susan Castile for Hofstra did tell me if Emma Fallon comes out of a game, sometimes she'll just go work on some stuff in the bullpen, and we wouldn't be surprised to see her back in the circle if needed.
1-2. Just outside, to the chagrin of everyone wearing the Hofstra Pride blue in the stands. Samantha Horn today, by the way, is 0 for 2. Nice take. Well, outs are dwindling for the Charleston Cougars, they would not be eliminated with a loss. Well, later today, in Game 6, Stony Brook will see the lower seed of the Game 4 and Game 5 losers. So if Charleston does lose, because they're the lowest seed left at 5, they would automatically play later. 3-2 swung on and missed.
Madison Stepp doing just that, stepping up in a tight spot for Hofstra, wanting to assert herself early. Big strikeout for the freshman. Up high, swing and a miss.
First pitch foul ball to Savannah Scott. The right fielder is 0 for 1. Strikeout and got hit by a pitch. Cougars are down to their final 5 outs. They've been the cardiac kids, though. We mentioned it earlier in the broadcast. No ability to walk it off today or the rest of the tournament, sadly, but 9 walk-off wins this season, so they know a thing or two about having their backs against the wall.
Yeah, that's second in the nation. San Diego State leads the nation with 10 walk-off wins headed into the postseason.
1-1. That got her again. Right on the same spot, it looked like, her arm, her outside arm. Here's a replay of it. Oh, yeah.
You can see where the ball hit her arm. Little dirt rubbing off.
Here's Parody. Strike 1. Well, this is the part of the order that got things started for the Cougars. Parody singled in the 3rd. And then it was Hughes who tripled and later scored in the 5th, thanks to a sac fly by Julia Sitterding. 0-1. Foul ball, 0-2. There have been no double plays turned today. We were filled with them yesterday. In fact, the last play of yesterday's games was a double play to seal it for the Seawolves.
A very unique double play.
Yeah, right off of the right knee of the second baseman, Vanelli.
That's when the ball does bounce your way.
Goes down in the book the same way, 4-6-3. Here's a 1-2. Nice leave from Sierra Parody. "13 hits this season in conference play for Parody. Savannah Scott, by the way, does have a stolen bag. She's 1 for 1. In the air, center field, well struck. It is over the head of Yepes, off the wall. Scott's around second. She's at third. It's a long single for Parody, and there's runners at the corners, just one gone.
And that is a couple times now that Charleston has packed a bigger punch than Hofstra expects. Outfielders having to run backwards to chase down these balls. Look at this pop from Parody over Yepes. Credit to Yepes for getting that ball back in play quickly, but Charleston in scoring position.
Carly Hughes tripled her last time up. The first pitch to the second baseman for the Cougars with 2 on. Shows bunt, gets it down right to the first baseman. A charge at the plate. What a play from Palacio, who did not stop as soon as she picked that ball up.
Palacio covering ground. Coming from her first base position, reading that bunt effectively, scooping the ball up, making the tag as she rolls over the base runner. That'll hype you up.
Huge out number 2, still 2 on, as Julia Sitterding takes strike 1. I mean, this feels like a home environment for Hofstra with how loud it has been. And ironically, Hofstra had to travel the farthest. This one's high. Now, granted, they had to travel the farthest by maybe 10 miles because Stony Brook is also down here. But either way, there are so many Hofstra Pride fans in attendance this weekend.
Well, this is a program that is no stranger to success, especially when it comes to conference titles. We're talking about this team seeking their 14th CAA title. They have a history of success. It's where that pride and the passion comes from with their support.
That leads everybody here by a lot. Next closest team is UNCW. They've won twice. Last title was back in 2024, and already told you yesterday there will be a new champ for 2026. Phoenix are out of here. This one's upstairs. It's 3-1.
It's a big moment for the freshman pitcher right now in step. Seeing that big defensive play, you want to be able to respond for your team. Close out this frame.
3 balls and a strike, 2 outs in a 2-1 game. Here it is. That is strike 2. At second's Parody. At first is Hughes. Sitterding in a full count. This place is about to explode. Let's do it again. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 gone. Here it is. One more time.
Both these teams have done a great job of chipping away at these pitches. Quality at-bats, working yourself through them to find the best contact, the best pitch for you.
On the ground left side, nice play by the shortstop. A dive to second base, she beat her there. Morse with a heads-up play, but she might be hurt at the second base bag. The quick thinking to glove and dive the short way to retire Hughes at second base and leave 2 Cougars on the base paths. Let's slow it down for the quick thinking by the shortstop Morse. That sends us to the home side of the 6th. Wow, what a play. And you wonder if that glove wrist heroics to close the top of the 6th inning with a fantastic play at shortstop from Morse. But at the very end of it, teammates rushed over as she may have injured her glove hand. And now you just hope the shortstop's okay.
And I think it's that same hand that got hit when she was batting and they had to check out that hand. So she's been through it, facing some contact in back-to-back innings.
Kendall Thaxton, the senior out of Greenville, South Carolina, stands in. The circle, that is. She replaces Cutter.
Cutter, who had an amazing outing.
Take a look at her numbers this year. 0-1. And Palacio is late, 0-2.
Kendall Thaxton, just one of those pitchers, just like Cutter, who can throw in some Ks, some strikeouts here and there, but main thing is in relying on her defense.
Tries to rely on them here, but that's a single through the left side. And Palacio tries to give this Hofstra offense something to look at. It's only a one-run game. And the Cougars, in now 4 straight innings, have left 2 runners on the bases.
Palacio going opposite there, just shooting up through the gap. Nice base hit to try to string together some things here.
Bunt laid down. That's a fair ball in the batter's box. And it moves the runner over to second base. They get the out at first. And Gabby Sultan is up and down.
Common theme we've seen, especially in the past couple games yesterday, this chess game, right? Moving pieces around, moving your runners around, especially when a game is this close. Whatever you can do to add on an insurance run, something to help you out as it's close.
Villar takes a pitch inside, ball 1. Well, Villar can play any card in the deck that she wants. Homered earlier today. It was a solo shot in the second. Broke open the score at 1-0 in that inning. Hofstra went on to score a second run in the second. That lead held up until the 5th. That's when Charleston found a run of their own. 1 run on 6 hits for the Cougars, 2 runs on 4 hits for the Pride. Palacio at second. Villar in the batter's box. The 2-0 pitch to her comes home. Strike 1. Quick timeout by the home plate umpire. As Mark Brown wants a second. So here's the 2-1. Softly on the ground toward short. Nice play, Miller. And up and down is Villar. Palacio, though, moves over to third. And so a productive out for the Pride right fielder. Here's Riley Smith, the catcher, who's 0 for 1. Cougars, by the way, will have 1, 2, and 3 when they try and knot us in the top of the 7th. Here's Smith from the right side. Strike 1.
Hofstra batting .400 with runners in scoring position. They've been better at that than Charleston in this game, taking advantage.
0-1 is top of the zone, strike 2. Not only have they been better, Amanda, they've done it on less opportunity. 2 for 5 compared to 3 for 11 with runners on base.
Yeah, think about how different that score would be. You know, Charleston's thinking that too.
Even if they had just 1 more hit with runners on. And then with runners in scoring position, the Pride are 2 for 5. Hofstra is 2 for 5. Cougars are 0 for 5. Here's a 1-2 with a runner on third. High and away. Cougars pitching has been great since that second. Can they stay great? The 2-2 in the air. Center field should be the play for Conroy. It is to send us to the 7th. Well, here we go. The Cougars, who have walked it off 9 times this season, won't be able to walk it off here, but they can extend this game. They need 1. Well, the Cougars find themselves in a familiar spot, a place they've been quite some time all season long. Backs against the wall. But here they come in as the away side of things. They're down 2-1 to the Hofstra Pride. It's the top of the 7th, game 1 of the day, day 2 of the 2026 CAA Softball Championship. Glad you're alongside us. Max Wallace, Amanda Poole with you for game 1 of the day. As it's Bronwyn Conroy. Had her first hit of the tournament, or of the championship in her last at-bat. That was in the 5th. Otherwise, she's 1 for 3 today and represents the top of this Cougars lineup. 1, 2, and 3 come to bat. A 1. High, ball 1.
Good to see Alana Morse back out there in that shortstop spot after that big play in the last inning where it looked like she may have re-injured that hand again.
1-1. In the air, base hit in the left. Conroy thinking 2 as it kicks away from the left fielder. Bang, bang at the bag, and she's safe. You give her an inch, she'll give you 60 feet, Amanda. Oh my goodness. Bronwyn Conroy, quick thinking, and she's in scoring position as the game's tying run.
Don't need a lot of extra time to get Conroy going here. A bobble out in left field, thrown in, and Bronwyn Conroy, she's at the program record in stolen bags this year, so.
As this one kicks away and she's on third.
She can move, not only the wheels, but being able to read the situation and taking full advantage of every one of your opponent's mistakes.
4 pitches into the 7th, and the Cougars have the tying run at third. Here's Leila Langston, by the way. 37 RBIs this year, but she's 0 for 3 today. 1-0. High outside. Here's how she got to third, an easy scoot over.
Just slipping out of the hands of Step there with that speed.
We had 1 walk-off win yesterday. The Camels walked off the Phoenix. As Langston takes a strike, it's 2-1.
While Hofstra hasn't seen Charleston this season, they have heard the news, right? This Cougars team, those 9 walk-off wins, they don't quit. They will play you till the final out.
Cardiac Cougars, as they coin themselves, the 2-1. In the air, right field, should be deep enough. Villar catches, tagging home, comes Conroy, the throw's up the line, and we're tied. The Cardiac Cougars strike again. It's 2-2 in the 7th.
And it's the freshman Bronwyn Conroy that worked herself around the base paths to get herself in scoring position and an easy home.
Well, 1 is nice for Charleston, but I have to think for everybody involved, including head coach Maddie Maroka, they'd love a second one right here to give themselves a lead.
Yeah, I mean, Hofstra hasn't scored since the bottom of the 2nd. They feel very confident in their pitching staff and their defense to be able to hold this Pride team scoreless.
Here's Austin Miller. She doubled her last time up. 1 for 3 day for the Cougar shortstop as she tries to get the rally rolling again. First pitch strike from Madison Stepp.
Freshman in the circle. I mean, this is her first experience in this CAA championship, really being tested in crunch time.
0-1. In the dirt, ball 1.
Emma Fallon is working in the bullpen.
One. On the ground, up the middle. It's through for a base hit. Austin Miller, 2 for her last 2. And the go-ahead run for the Cougars is on base.
it just seems like the hot bats are contagious for Charleston. When one of their teammates gets going, the others just follow suit.
And it looks like we're going to get a change of some sort here, as the head coach for Hofstra, Susan Cassidy-Like, the coach of the year, makes a change on the mound, and we will take it with the team. We've got a brand new ball game. 2-2, top of the 7th. Jillian Locker is the new pitcher, the 5'7" sophomore from Blasdell, New York, comes in and sees Hallie Cannon, starts her off with a strike, 0-1. If you're just joining us, the Cougars tied us moments ago here in the 7th, and they've got a runner aboard in Austin Miller. Hallie Cannon is 0 for 2 today, 0-1. Inside, ball 1.
Hofstra bringing in their third pitcher this game, and it's a lefty, a different look for this Charleston team. I wonder if that's kind of what Coach Cassidy-Like is trying to look for right now.
1-1. In the air. Did she do it? Did she do it? She did! She left the yard! The Cardiac Cougars strike again! Hallie Cannon, her second homer of the tourney.
Charleston cannot be counted out no matter how deep into a ball game you are. The cannon fires again, back-to-back games with a home run, extra runs on top of it. Charleston ignites.
Her first hit of the game today. She had 3 in yesterday's game, and the shoe is on the other foot. The Cougars in front by a deuce, and they're still not done. Strike 1 called to Samantha Horn. How the tides can change in the blink of an eye. 0-1. Shallow looper towards short. No catch, but a throw over to first to retire Horn.
I like how we talked about, Charleston, they don't have a chance of walking it off, unfortunately, for the Cougars, but they're doing just about as close to a walk-off as you can. A 3-run frame so far. Talk about trying to close this one out and advance.
Here's Scott from the left side. That's a ball upstairs. A rude awakening for Jillian Locker. Comes in, gives up the long ball. And now the Pride are down by 2. They have to get out of the inning to get the bats back up. 1-0. 2-0. Savannah Scott is 0 for 1. She was hit by 2 pitches, 1 in the 4th, 1 in the 6th. 2-0. Strike 1.
For Hofstra, it was Emma Fallon who started in the circle, didn't allow a run, and then it was a change in pitcher. You bring in the rookie in Madison Stepp, who allows one run, and now the lefty pitcher sees 3 runs go by. Just wonder, how can Hofstra respond? There's a Pride team that's only lost 3 conference games this season.
Counts full on Savannah Scott. A reminder, if Hofstra does go on to lose this game, they will play the winner of Game 6 tomorrow at 2:30. 3-2. On the ground, left side, nice backhand, Morse. Flip over to first, and she takes her team into the dugout for the last licks. Math is simple for the Pride. 2 to tie, 3 to win. Catch you in a moment.
At Jersey Mike's, they slice your order fresh right in front of you. And let me tell you, watching that can send a rush of emotions through a person. Excitement, baby-like wonder, anticipatory chewing, nervous pacing, happy claps, and finally, jealousy, because that's this guy's sub. I should order one. Good idea.
Get the Boardwalk Bundle, a number 2 sub, chips and a drink for $10.99. Available for a limited time.
It's a Jersey Mike's thing, a sub above.
Click, clack, the sound of disruption. It settles in. Controlled, precise. Click, clack, the sound changes direction. But there's no crash, just separation. And every time you hear it, something ends for you and starts for us. Click, clack. It's no longer just a sound. It's a warning.
Well, it comes down to this. Bottom of the 7th inning, the Pride are down by 2. As the Charleston Cougars, the cardiac kids of the entire year, live up to their name with 3 runs in the top of the 7th. 4-2 lead as Gemma DeRazio stands in first. Ball 1 upstairs as Kendall Thaxton goes back to work. 1 inning under her belt, a hit given up, nothing else.
Charleston head coach Maggie Mroka talking about this team's fight, saying they wanted to play fearless today, and they did not blink approaching that 7th frame.
Counts even, a ball and a strike. It is 6, 7, and 8 due up for the Hofstra Pride. So you gotta think they need to turn this lineup over. Well, they will if they want to at least tie this thing. 1-1. Outside, ball 2. This Hofstra Pride fan base that has come out in droves to Elon, North Carolina on the edge of their seats. 2-1, strike 2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Here it is. That's downstairs, 3-2. Here comes a big-time payoff pitch. It's high, ball 4. The tying run comes to the plate for the Pride. How about this for the first time these two teams have met this season, huh?
That's why the new divisional format with the South and the North, making things a little more interesting in the postseason when you're seeing different matchups.
A reminder, if you just joined us, Hallie Cannon hit her 2nd home run of the championship, a 2-run opposite field home run over the right field Under Armour sign to give the Cougars a 4-2 lead. 4 runs on 9 hits for Charleston, 2 runs on 4 for the Pride. Here's Lily Yepes. Skies it, shallow center, charging hard Conroy. She stumbles over her teammate Miller and makes the catch. Back to the bag at first is Durazio, but there's one away. Crisis avoided out there, huh? One gone, Hofstra down to their final 2 outs. Again, they will not be eliminated with a loss. Cannot understate that enough. This is not an elimination game for either of these two, but it does mean the road gets a little bit more challenging. The winner automatically moves on to tomorrow. They'll see the winner of the next game. That'll be UNCW and Campbell. If Hofstra loses, they will play at 2:30 tomorrow in the winner of Game 6 later today. 0-1 to Fitzgerald. Towards second, this could do it. Over to second base for one. Nice play by Miller to at least get the out there. And so the 4-6 puts 2 outs on the scoreboard. Fitzgerald reaches on a fielder's choice. And it'll be Coco Cancel, who, she's 0 for 1. The 9 spot as a whole is 0 for 2. As it was Frobacilio who struck out looking her last time up. We'll get a pinch runner at first base as well. That looks like number 7 for the Pride. That's Tyler Douglas.
Just been these routine plays for Charleston, the simple stuff, getting it done, the belief, playing fearless. It's been mental, and that's something Mackenzie Mathis told me yesterday, their pitcher, saying, you know, once we get our mental right, the physical will just come, and that's what we've seen today.
First pitch to Coco Cancel. Strike one, the Pride are down to their last 2 strikes. The top of the order's on deck. Alana Morse would love another crack at this Charleston pitching staff. At first is Douglas in place, 0-1. On the ground, this could do it. Into the arms of Parody, and there's a Cinderella in this dance. The 5th-seeded Charleston is moving on to day 3. A 4-2 win over the Hofstra Pride. The Cougars score 4 unanswered and 3 in the top of the 7th to take themselves deep into the dance.
And what a way to do it. A response in the late game. Top of the 7th to put up those 3 runs. Charleston handing Hofstra just its 4th conference loss of the year.
Time for the Jersey Mike sub above play of the game. The Oppo Taco as the cannon ignited. A 2-run blast to give the Cougars the lead. That's the Jersey Mike's sub above play of the game. The Cougars, the 5th seed, are moving on. What a game.
Yeah, I mean, this is Hofstra's just their 4th conference loss, and Charleston did it in so many ways, right? The pitching staff gave them a chance to win it, holding this powerful Hofstra offense to just a couple runs. They've got some confidence headed into day 3.
Before we get you out of here, here's a look at the Air Force Reserve upcoming schedule. It will be the Campbell Camels and UNCW Seahawks. Up next, Stony Brook will see the loser of Game 5. That game comes up next. For Amanda Poole, I'm Max Wallace. What a fun game to kick off day 2 of the CAA Softball Championship as we get ready for some more postseason action. Defense galore for the Pride, but when it all came down to the wire, it was the bats of the Cougars that woke up and roared back. A 4-2 win for Charleston. Welcome to day 2.